For May 2025, Lexus sales in both Canada and US are up again, despite all the noise about rising tariffs and supply chain disruptions, but don't let that strong number fool you. Automakers around the world are bracing for the impact of the 25% US import tariffs on vehicle parts and materials. We will also look at Mexico, and that will round up North America. And Mexico-wise, they're going pretty flat, a little bit different from Canada and United States. Toyota and Lexus have already warned of billions in potential loss, while other automakers like Honda and Nissan are shifting production to the US to reduce their exposure, while Ford is rising prices, GM is restructuring its supply chain, and even Tesla admits that they're not immune to higher parts costs. So why are sales still climbing? It could be that consumers are rushing to buy before pricing goes up even higher later this year. In this video, we'll break down exactly how Lexus performed in May and what does that mean in the months ahead. Hey, it's LSF here today. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to look at the sales report for Lexus in Canada and United States, and it is a very good month for Lexus. So let's start off with the US. So you can see here, I have sales numbers since 2005 till 2025. So this is 20 years of information. And you can see that where we have yellowish highlights, it means it's the best month for at least the past 20 years. And really for the past 35 mostly because they don't sell as many cars prior to 2005. So you can see here, right now, May 2025, we're looking at 32,675, and that breaks the record from 2007. You can see that it's a significant increase compared to the previous years, and really still beats last year by 2.4%. So March, April, and May, they have broke records, and really, it is the best May ever, I would say. I don't know the numbers prior to 2005, but it's very close. So next month, June, like this month, will they break the 29,000? Hard to say. But right now, overall, for the year to date, 150,892, it's up 8.7%. And when we look at the year to dates for all the years that we see here, last year where they sold the best, they only sold 138,000 vehicles. This year, for the first 5 months, it's 150,000. Definitely, they're doing extremely well. But then, this extremely well could be because people are rushing in to get their cars. So we can definitely see that it's good year. It's a good month, but we just don't know what will happen in the latter half of the year. So now let's go and look at the model breakdown. UX, which we have only UX hybrid, 884 units. It's down 6.4%. It's not a good year for the UX. It's been continuously going down, and it's down 6.8% right now, year to date. So you can see that it just continues to drop. The IS, 1,785, very close to last year, only down 0.45%. And year to date, still very close, 0.47%. So the IS is just maintaining what the sales numbers for 2024 to now 2025. We go to the ES. So people have seen the refresh of the ES, the brand new next generation. Doesn't mean that the sales numbers are dropping, 12.4%, meaning they're encouraged that the new ES is the car they want, because typically it goes two ways, right? They see the new ES, they don't like it, so they'll buy the ES now, or they'll wait for the new one, and that could be the reason. So you can see that it's been going down 12.4% for May, but for year to date, they're up 0.5%, so they're up 0.5%. And you can see that the ES accounts for 10.7% of the sales for Lexus. We move over to the NX. It's been a very good, very good year for the NX. 6,957 vehicles sold in May. It's up 27.9%. Very impressive. Year to date, it's almost up 15%. So if this trend continues, we probably could see that it would be the best year for the NX because we're not half a year yet, and potentially we're going to see 40,000 vehicles next month. And the NX accounts for 21.2% of the portfolio. We now look at the RX. RX has not been doing well. It's been down almost every month. April was quite good, but for May, 8,859, and that's down 8.4%. Year to date, they're down 1.3%, so they're not doing as well as the NX, but it still accounts for 29, almost 30% of the sales. We have the LS, and we don't know if the LS will continue to be there. 93 units in May, it's down 50%. Year to date, it's down 41%. And again, I guess people don't want to buy an expensive car and it's also been many years since a major refresh of the LS. So we don't know if we'll have another version of it, but at this point, it's only 0.4% of the portfolio. We move to the LC, 103 for May, and it's down 35% as well. So for the year to date, it's down almost 13%, accounting for 0.5% of the portfolio. GX, so it's a good year for the GX because it's brand new. 3,267, that's up 30%. And you can see the last few months was like crazy, up 500 and 200%. Now we're back to normal 30%. Year to date, it's up 120%, and we're looking at 16,469 units, and it's about 11% of the portfolio. We have the LX, 679. So it's the best May at least since 2019, and that's up 33.66%. Year to date, it's up 12.66 at 3,150, and it accounts for 2.1% of the portfolio. We have the RC. Last year for the RC, 124, so it's not really increasing the sales, even with the final edition. It's dropped 38%, and it's down 10% right now, and it counts for 0.5%. So LC, RC, and the LS are very similar. And then we move over to the electric RZ. We see 911, so that's down 38%. And I'm assuming that the new RZ coming out would help increase it, but we don't know when it will arrive showrooms. So year to date, they sold about 3,000, and right now they're down 32%. The TX 5,000, almost 5,500 units, and that's up 10% compared to last year. And for year to date, it's 7.66%. So they're ahead from last year, and definitely I would say they will be ahead this year because you can see there are a few months where they didn't sell a lot. So there's no matter what, they will break the record for the TX. All right, so this is the US sales, and now let's go to Canada. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT Videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. So Canada, we have something different because we do have an official press release from Toyota Canada. Seems like the US has stopped producing them. They're only producing every quarter. So you can see here, Toyota Canada, they're saying that the sales numbers are up 12.6% year over year. And that is more of the electrified sales. And this includes Toyota and Lexus. So when you look at it, we're just going to focus on Lexus here. We can see that Lexus have reached the May record of electrified sales of 2,027, and that's 57% electrified. And that is up 63.1% year over year. So then when we look at the highlights that they put in, they're saying that the ES hybrid is up 8.2%, the UX hybrid is up 4.6%, NX hybrid is up 283.7%, and it's the best May. NX 450H Plus, it's up 451.3%, and it's the best month ever. And recently, I have seen a lot more NX plug-in hybrids on the road. So my car is no longer as special. But again, there's not that many cadmium oranges on the road. And there's not as much F Sport too. I've seen most of them are the ultra premium, and that it's with the 18-inch wheels. But again, very good vehicle to own. We have the RX hybrid, that's up 23.8%, and the RX plug-in hybrid up 28.1%, and it's their best May too. The TX hybrid is also up 18.7%. It's their best May as well. So when we look at it in total, Toyota Canada has sold 26,643 vehicles in May, and it's up 12.6%. So Toyota Canada, meaning Toyota and Lexus, has sold 12.6%. So there is a rush to get these vehicles. And you can see Lexus division saw a record May sales with 3,553 vehicles, and that is up 41.3% compared to last May 2024. Definitely very good numbers to see. And they're emphasizing that the Toyota and Lexus vehicles assembled in Canada are in high demand. They said the RAV4 has seen increase in sales. The RX and NX has also seen record numbers. So definitely we can see that Toyota Canada is doing extremely well. So when you look at the sales numbers for Canada, you can see here for May, 3,553, that's up 41.27%. And you compare to last year, 2,500, it's like 1,000 more units. And when you look at the previous few months, every month it's been breaking records. And even if you look at January where they did not, they were only a shy of 70 vehicles. So definitely very strong sales for Canada here. So almost 15,000 vehicles are sold for the first 5 months. So when they include June, if they do continue to get like 3,000 vehicles, we are looking at breaking the 2023 record this year because they're up 25.1% this year. So even when you look at the best-selling year 2023, they sold 13,326. They're almost at 15,000. So very good sales numbers for Lexus in Canada at this point. So for Mexico, we haven't talked about Mexico for a few months already. So you can see here, May was a record-breaking month for Mexico because Mexico has started Lexus in 2021, December. That's with 55 cars being sold that month. And now it's really the 4th year of Lexus operating in Mexico. You can see 210 units, not bad. It's still very normal if you look at it. It hasn't decreased because of tariffs, or it hasn't even increased. But again, it depends on where the cars are coming from, right? If the RX and NX are coming from Canada, most likely they can avoid the tariffs there. If the TX, it's going down into Mexico, I think there is no tariffs because it's made in USA, right? But then, parts are going across the borders right there. And then for other vehicles, they're coming from Japan, there won't be any tariffs for Mexico. So when you look at that, January, not as good. January was like 2023. February, 192, still not the best. March, they did quite well. March was the best month, the best March they've ever done. It's probably not the best because there's a 281 December, which is the best month. And then when you look at April, very close, 4 units shy of breaking the record. And May, 210, 3 over the record in 2023. So you can see that total last year was 2,717 units, and this year we're really under. We're 1.3% under. So Lexus is not doing as well, but I will consider this as flat. They're flat in their sales. And when you look at it, Acura, they're down 26%. Audi's down 33%. You can see BMW's up 6%, but that includes the BMW and the Mini. So we don't know exactly what BMW is selling. Infinity's down 18%. Jaguar's down 860. Land Rover's doing well, up 21%. Lincoln's doing well, up 15%. Mercedes is down 9.3, with Porsche being 29% up and Volvo 14%. So Lexus is in the mid-pack among these brands. As a young brand in Mexico, I think they're doing quite well. We don't know if they're going to be able to break the record last year, but again, they're only shy of like 14 vehicles right now. So they do have time to catch up. So the tariffs, what they're saying is in June, which we're in June already, they're anticipating that there will be a price increase. But they're saying that they're not seeing as much as they anticipated. They're saying about roughly in Canada, they're saying about $2,000 for a US tariff model. But then they're also saying that they may likely reduce the incentive so you cannot like get a reduction in price and keep the price the same. With the recent steel and aluminum tariffs from 25% to now 50%, this is going to hurt the car industry because when you look at it, the car is made out of a lot of steel and aluminum. Unless they're now going to say the car is going to be made out of carbon fiber, then maybe that will be different. Maybe the cost of 50% of steel and aluminum may make sense to now change your car to use carbon fiber. But then from the sales numbers, definitely we are seeing a pre-tariff push for the latter half of the year. Even though we were saying that they're projecting to become their best-selling year, I think these numbers will start tailoring off and become a lot lower. We do hope that the sales numbers won't be cut by 1/3. We really don't know at this point. We have definitely seen the rush come in, and now the last 3 months it's been very good, but I think June is when we're going to start seeing it taper off. And really, we'll have to look at the sales numbers for June to see what will happen, and are we going to see a decrease or we're still seeing an increase? Because really, with the tariffs being 50% on aluminum and steel, it's going to be very hard for the car companies to keep their current prices. Definitely for Lexus, US sales are definitely much more important because they sell more vehicles in the US. There's more people to buy cars. But in reality is, with these tariffs, it's going to hurt all of us, customers, and that's why people are rushing in to get their vehicles. And if you're in this situation, I hope that you will get your car soon and you will not get impacted by the tariffs. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.